Okay. Good evening. Hello, welcome, Crown Queens. Welcome to MGM. My name is Julia, and tonight we have the beautiful Muva on tonight. She will actually be our special guest on tonight. And so before we get in, let me share the live to a couple different pages. Just give me 1 second. Oh, there it is. Uh, I'm trying to see if it's shared. Uh, yes, because it got me with my head down. Okay, so okay, let's see. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, I think we're ready. Okay, good evening once again. Welcome, Crown Queens. Tonight, this is our first MGM segment, and I want to talk a little bit about what MGM stands for and the vision for MGM. MGM is an acronym for Makeup, Girl Talk, and Magic. And so, the purpose of this platform is to pretty much bring women from different walks of life together to share their different outlooks, perspectives, and views on different and various topics. And so we also want to challenge our viewers to take any tips, strategies, any information that's shared on these segments and to apply whatever resonates to enhance their lives. And so our brand, Crown Queen Skin and Beauty, which is the sponsor of MGM. And tonight I am currently wearing our segment lipstick shade. Let me get a little close because y'all got to get into this color. Okay, get into it. Okay, the segment lipstick shade was inspired by the Egyptian goddess Segmet, and Segmet meaning the powerful one. And so she is a goddess known for creation, healing, protection, strength, and power. And so one of our visions at Crown Queen Skin and Beauty is to illuminate beauty and confidence. So we're not only focused on the outer enhancement of beauty, but we're also focused on that inner being, that inner beauty, that confidence. So all of our products actually has an affirmation connected to it. And so for this particular shade segment, our affirmation is, I am a protected, conscious creator, evolving into strength and power. And so tonight we're going to go ahead and get into the girl talk segment of our of this segment, and I think you guys are going to love it. I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be bomb. We're going to lay down this girl talk, and it's going to be fun. So I hope y'all got y'all wine. I ain't got no wine, but I got some sangria. So I hope y'all got y'all drinks because it's about to be lit. Okay. And so without further ado, I'm going to get in and I'm going to go ahead and introduce our special guest tonight, the beautiful Muva. And Muva is actually a channeler. She's hold on, let me get it right, y'all. Let me read her bio because I don't want to mess up her bio because I love it. She's a channeling intuitive medium. And so she started on her spiritual journey in 2019. This put her on a path of healing, which resulted in the enhancement of her gifts even the more. Throughout this journey, she has been inspired to help others along their journey by sharing her knowledge and her gifts. She is here to help those who are seeking guidance, healing, and clarity in their lives, whatever that may mean to the individual. Experience Muva Thames, a goddess feeling. Okay. And so now I will allow Muva to kind of elaborate a little more, tell us a little more about herself and a little more about her business and the service and our products that she offers.
Thank you, Julia. That was a beautiful introduction.
Thank you, girl.
um, but yeah, pretty much everything in my bio. Like I've been doing readings and been doing this for about 4 months now. Um, so I do offer that as a service to the public. I now have several different reading services. I do ancestor readings, intuitive readings, relationship readings, um, past life readings, uh, soulmate readings,
Oh,
Akashic records. But some of that stuff I haven't really announced it to the public yet, but I still end up doing it because I have regular clients and I do a types of readings for them. They come to me for all sorts of stuff. So it's just like stuff get added on as I go. I'm also getting ready to finish my coaching, my certificate for coaching. I just completed my Reiki practitioner as well, so that is getting ready to be offered to the service, to the public. Um, and then I have my tantra thing going on over here, which a lot of people don't really know about me yet because I haven't talked about what I do. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that's what I have going on. And then I also make I have waist mamas where I make um waist beads, body jewelry and bracelets. I make intuitive waist beads, glass beads, stone beads, you name it, just pretty much any type of beads.
Awesome. I love it.
And
Love it.
that's all I got for products so far because again I haven't launched some of the products that have coming up because they're charging and they
Okay.
can sit for a minute.
Right. Okay.
um, so that's pretty much it as far as business right now. Other than that, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I homeschool, and that's it.
Awesome. Sound like you're busy over there, girl.
Very.
Yeah. So I want to talk about these soulmate readings because, listen, I see people all up and down my timeline, talking about they tired of dealing with Mr. Wrong and all these different things. So tell us a little more about what your soulmate readings entail.
Yes. Okay. So I might as well talk about it anyway because I am going to announce it really soon. So the soulmate readings is like probably my favorite reading next to the ancestor reading now because I am able to tap in with your oversoul and find out who all of your soulmates are, and then I ask which one would be the best one for you in this lifetime. And then I go to that person's oversoul, and then I get the whole tea. Like I find out where they live, what they look like, what they do for a living, what their families like, what their ancestors is like. I can see how many children you guys are gonna have, what type of work you need to do to attract them into your life, or what type of work you would have to do to attract each other. Because sometimes the other might have work to do as well. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you. So, what else? Oh, and I also decided to show off my artistic abilities, and I decided to also offer a sketch drawing, a detailed sketch drawing of the soulmate with the reading.
Oh, wow.
And then you can just ask me any questions. So far, for the clients that I've done these readings for, they ask me all type of questions. Some of the questions be kind of like, wow, like, oh, is his mom gonna like me and stuff? And I have an answer for it because for some reason, the your oversoul or their oversoul would just tell me like, she ain't gonna like you, or yes, you know what I'm saying. So I love about these readings because I am able to get all the tea, like the details is gonna spill out, and I think it's because it's a soulmate reading. It's almost like their oversoul and your oversoul allows all that information to be given because it's the point of you wasting your time if it's not going to work, if it's not going to last, you know what I'm saying? So you need the whole tea, and then so you would know when you meet that person, that's the person, because you know what they look like, you got the full description. You ain't gonna waste your time with nobody else that don't fit what's supposed to be for you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying in the meantime don't date other people when waiting for your soulmate. It's just don't settle for anyone that's not your soulmate. You know what I'm saying? Understand that that's just something you're doing for right now until that person comes. And that's another reason why I do the sketch drawings, so that people won't waste their time. Like, listen,
Right.
if you don't look
Yeah.
even remotely like this picture, he ain't
Okay.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
um,
Wow.
so that's really what goes into the soulmate readings, and I do also allow. Oh, I think I already said this, but you can ask any question about them, and I'll just spill the information to you.
Wow. Look, that's awesome. I gotta get one of those, honey. Okay. And I just love how you can tap into the oversouls and really, begin to pull out that information. It kind of leaves very little to none for you to have to figure out and guesstimate. The sketch, I like that's
Exactly.
bomb. Like, what will we give to have an idea of how our soulmate would look? Like, that's awesome. Like, I think that's amazing. I mean, you're an amazing reader, though. Like, you're one of my favorites, okay? Because you're very in tune and connected. And I really love that about you. Your readings are very, they give a lot of detail and clarity. They're not surface level at all. And I just really love that about you, girl. You're the truth. I really love that.
Thank
So if you guys are looking for any type of readings, hit up Muva, because she is the truth when it comes to readings. She has actually done quite about 2 to 3 readings for me, and they have been detailed, on point, and very accurate. So if anybody is in the market, for a reading, anyone needing any kind of clarity in the direction of what they should or shouldn't be doing in life, or what path they should be taking, what direction they should be going, just any general questions you have, hey, she can answer. If she can answer questions about your soulmate, baby, I don't think it ain't none that she can answer. So hit her up, y'all.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have anything else you would like to add before we get into the girl talk portion, girl?
As far as business goes, no, not yet, because I don't like talking about stuff too far ahead in advance.
Right.
Because I like to surprise people.
Yes.
You never know what you're gonna get from me. I know people would like to think I'm predictable, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to just come out with a lot of authenticity. So I have to keep this to myself, and then stay within me until I'm ready to share it. Because otherwise, um, it could just, open the door for things to come and deter me, you know what I'm saying? Or even deter me, just, distract me and stuff, These downloads and these ideas are so primordial, it's even funny. It's like, I still be mind blown by my own self and the stuff that my ancestors and spirit team be showing me, be giving me. So I'm like, some stuff you just can't talk about right away.
Right. I agree.
But
I agree.
I will be sharing more and more really soon. This year is gonna be super lit for me, because it is. That's all I can say. It's gonna be super lit.
Okay. Well, we're looking forward to it, because so far you have brought out some amazing services and products, with your waist beads, which are very unique. So far I haven't seen anyone making waist beads in the way that you do. So, I mean, you definitely have an authentic and unique flair to what you bring. So that I can definitely attest to and say. So that's very exciting.
Thank you.
You're welcome, girl. So let's talk about magic tonight, because I feel like there are a lot of stigmas, around that term. When people hear that term, they always think like hocus pocus, or, just something far fetched. So I kind of want to talk about it tonight. So maybe we can give the people a little more clarity into what magic really is, and that it's nothing to, to really get all, flustered over, or to get all shaken up over, because magic is really simple, right? It's simple. And so I guess tonight I want to get your take. So what is magic to you?
Magic to me is no different from anything that I have on my body. You know, anything that I use. Like magic is my finger, right? It could be a wand anyway. Magic is anything I choose to do. You know what I'm saying? Enhance though. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start pushing energy and incantations to it and visualizations or excuse me, I'm drinking Mountain Dew,
It's
so
okay. It's
so
okay,
when you
girl.
start adding stuff to magic, it just really enhances it. But I just really think magic is just a sixth sense. It's just another part of our body function, basically. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's why it's not taboo to me because it wouldn't be everywhere if it was. It's in every religion, every cult, every practice. It's in it's magic in just opening your eyes and blinking. That's magic. It's magic with
Mhm.
just breathing. You know what I'm saying? Magic. It's everything in our hair. I mean, you name it. It's all magic everywhere. So to me, it's just another function of the body, another part of my. It's another limb. You know what I'm saying? A sixth sense.
Yeah, I agree. And
Yes.
also, magic is the mind. Like our mind is magic because we create from our thoughts. Our thoughts, feelings, and emotions are energy. Everything in the universe is energy. So everything is created from energy. And so just to me, understanding the power of the mind, which has to do a lot with mindset, right? And before we can begin to do that, sometimes we have to get rid of some paradigms and stuff that we have, right? And so to me, understanding the power of the mind mesh with understanding science, which would be to me the laws that govern the universe. Because when you're able to mesh those two together, like you're unstoppable because
Yes.
you have an idea of how the universe works, which is energy. So in that case, you learn how to manipulate energy. And I know a lot of people, when they hear the word manipulate, oh, they just start shaking in their boobs. But I mean, we're doing it all day because we're thinking all day. We're creating all day just by our thoughts. And so we know our dominant thoughts is what is creating our reality, which is why it's very powerful. And that for us to do that mindset work, for us to really understand how the mind works so that we can start to partner with that to create the life we desire versus allowing it to work against us, because sometimes it's working against us and we don't even have a clue, because I've
Oh
been there.
wow.
I've been there.
Yes.
you know
Yes. That is a really good point. Like pretty much what you're saying is everybody can have magic, but your magic can work against you if the mind isn't right, if
yes.
you don't have right mindset or vibration behind what you're doing or intention, right? So
Yeah, because that's
yeah,
right.
you are
Yeah.
so on point with that.
So I just think it's powerful. It's powerful for us just to understand that, to me, magic is the mind. Your mind is creating magic all day. So you might as well work with it versus working against it. We all have hopes, dreams, and aspirations, but sometimes we think they're too far fetched because, once again, not understanding the power of our mind and understanding the power we have to create with our mind. We feel like we just can remain in a hopeless position, but that's not true. But that's the
Mhm.
beauty of an awakening. And I know some people don't like that term, but I use it. So, okay. So that is the beauty of an awakening, though, because you begin to turn inward. You begin to question everything about you and who you are, what you believe, what you do, why you do what you do, why you think the way you think, why you believe what you believe. And to me, that's like the beauty of it, because then once you begin to question these things, can begin to create your own narrative, create your own story. It's no longer what society has told me, what my family has told me, what situations and circumstances has told me. It's more so about you creating that life for yourself. And that's the beauty of it. To me, that's magic. Me being able to create my life by design, my life in the way that I have always dreamed and hoped and aspired as a little girl. Because those thoughts are there because they want us to give birth to them. It's like we're incubating those thoughts, but are we going to birth them, or are we just going to let them stay in the incubator? You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly. And
yeah.
that is definitely most certainly magic. Like magic is pretty much everything. Like if you really have to describe magic, you can say magic is primordial. It's primordial because like it's everything. It's everything. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So let's talk about it. So, in what ways do you implement magic in your daily life? Because we just said that magic is in everything. So, give us some ways in which our viewers can maybe begin to, if not implement, begin to think about ways in which they can begin to implement magic in their own personal lives.
Well, like pretty much like you said, it all starts in the mind first anyway. So that's literally how I start magic anyway. Like before I do anything, I'm already starting my magic by stealing my aura, calling my energy, affirming myself, whatever, fortifying myself, talking to my ancestors, greeting my spirit team, um, stuff like that. And I pretty much just go on throughout the day, just finding other ways. Like I even when I brush my teeth, you know what I'm saying? That's magic. I'm it's a ritual. So,
Yeah.
I'm cleansing my mouth and set attention and affirming it while I'm brushing my teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't gonna say I do that every single time I brush my teeth because sometimes I forget to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just an example of how even the most simplest things we do can can be magic, and we can apply it, you know what I'm saying? Cooking, you can apply it in cooking dinner or breakfast or anything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I do it all the time. I pretty much, every time I cook, I definitely infuse it with some type of universal energy, earth energy, love, prosperity, and healing. And it works every time because not only do the food taste better, but you actually feel better after you eat that food. You know what I'm saying? Like you cannot not be happy after that. I do with Reiki energy pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, because everything is energy, right?
Exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
then I do what I call shadow work. And
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much what you were just describing just a minute ago. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the healing part of magic, right? And transforming and transmuting um paradigms and low vibrational energies that don't um serve you a purpose anymore. Um so that's another big part of my magical practice that I do. I also practice yoga, tantra yoga,
Okay.
and tai chi as well. Um, and just all, and then meditation, of course, and trance state and visualization. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as like what I'm really digging into as of right now, that's where I'm at with it. So that's another reason why I'm like I'm trying to be quiet because like the extension ideas that I have coming up after really digging into this has been the downloads just won't stop. I just be
Yeah,
like,
they've
am I
been
ever gonna
heavy.
run out of ideas? No, ever. No.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
loving it. It's gonna be so much fun. A lot of my coaching and teaching would be very physical.
Mhm.
You learn how to move your body, stretch your body, and understand how to move energy by moving your body, and
I love it.
moving energy through your chakras by moving your body, healing through moving your body, anything through moving. You can manifest with just you, your mind, and your body. You don't even need a candle. There's been plenty of times I've done ritualing without lighting a candle. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mm-hmm.
dance. And whenever there was energy needed again, I would get up and dance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's just a lot of ways that we can implement this knowledge into our lives and do what's best for us. We don't have to do exactly what someone else is doing. We don't need to all get together in a church and all do the exact same thing, and just figure out what works for you and what resonates and what gravitates you, or figure out the work you need to do. Because a lot of time, the work we would really need to do, we don't necessarily want to do. So you can't really go off of that either. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're gonna have to bite the bullet and just do it anyway. If you're comfortable, then you're just gonna have to do it uncomfortable. You see what I'm saying? It'll be worth it in the end, because that little uncomfortability is not nowhere near amounting to where you're going to be once you overcome that fear, that paradigm. You know what I'm saying? So it's just going through the whole process, and just going, just basically never giving up or quitting on it. Like, we all go through periods where it might get rough, or you get a little discouraged or unmotivated, but you got to pick yourself back up at some point, and just keep going and just stay on that path, and then don't judge yourself harshly and have that imposter syndrome thing going on. And if you do, just work on it. I mean, as soon as you recognize it, figure out something, come up with a plan, talk to some people that can help you with that. That's what I'm here for. Because I'm one of those people. Then I have my small circle of people that I go to as well. So we all have somebody that we can go to in this community, and it's up to you to call in those beneficial connections, right? That's magic too. You call in what you want, right? You command, like, hey, I don't want no fake business around me. I don't want nobody that can't help me, or I can't help them. Keep that shit away from me. Only beneficial connection. I don't want no nigga around me who ain't gonna be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Who
Okay,
ain't
come
gonna
on.
serve me the way that I want, and I could be of service to him. Service, um, a beneficial connection. Like, what's the
Right.
point if we're not gonna be benefiting from each other? So, and I have friends that don't sit right with them, because it's like, people want to make it seem like, oh, you're just a user. Like, no, you're not. Because if I'm telling you that I want to be a reciprocal relationship with you, you know what I'm saying? That means we have to, it has to go both ways. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And if it's not going both ways, then, I'm gonna be selfish and just say hi. And I think that's a great mindset to have. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I know people would demonize that. A lot of people do, but those are the ones that are unhealed and don't understand boundaries and self
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So you just can't care about the motherfuckers. You gotta keep going.
Okay.
They'll eventually get, the ones
Yeah.
that are really supposed to be around in your life. They'll start to come around and
Yeah.
evolve. The ones that's not, just let them go on over there to somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Just go on with your life. Create better for yourself.
Yeah.
Visualize. Like, we all know that we have a higher version of ourselves. And good and well, your higher version of self wouldn't be dealing with most of the people that we deal with, would be places that we be at, wouldn't be having the conversations that we be having. Excuse me. So, in that
Yes.
aspect, we have to be realistic with ourselves, and do what we have to do, because there's no other. It's not like there's another route. You know what I'm saying? There isn't. It's either heal and evolve, or just don't. You know what I'm saying? Just stay where
Right.
you at, or keep declining. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. And I think what you said about boundaries, that's very important, because I used to be one that had no boundaries, right? And I think a lot of it comes from a self-righteous mentality. We want to be so right that we just allow people to do us any kind of way. Or we want to be seen as this person that's so loving and so caring, that we sacrifice our own happiness, our own peace, for the sake of, you know, perceiving or having people think of you as carrying a certain persona. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be, oh, she's so nice, she's so this, but yet you getting walked over. You know what I'm saying? So I know for me personally, that's something that I had to learn because, baby, you know, I used to want to be just help everybody. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to help people, but you have to have boundaries because anytime it's jeopardizing your self-worth, your self-love, your peace, and your happiness, like you just said, tell me get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to
Yeah,
go. You got
just
to
like
go.
that.
So that's the beauty of boundaries. And I think a lot of times we're not really taught that because we're taught to try to be everything to everybody. And in the process, we end up neglecting ourselves. But the good thing about being in that place, there's no way to go but up. And so usually in those places, that's where you really find yourself really, you know, starting to do that inner healing and that inner work, really questioning, hey, how did I get here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that I've been doing that hasn't been working? Because, baby, it ain't working. I got to do some different, you know? And so that's the beauty of it because, once again, everything is a lesson, you know? And I think once we adopt that mentality, you know, it'll keep us from being in that woe is me mentality, you know, for an extended period of time because we understand that, hey, yeah, I'm in my feelings for about 5 minutes, but you know what? It's a bigger picture here. Like, what's the bigger picture? What is the lesson in this? And I think once we get there, we can stay on a continuous journey of growth and evolution because we know that there's something bigger ahead. There's something it's trying to teach us, you know? So that was a good point you made, girl.
Yes, yes. And I definitely feel where you're coming from with that because I had the same issue. You know, mine came from the Christian paradigm of self-sacrificing and to be the savior for everybody else.
Okay.
But when it came to me, oh, I didn't really have to do no work, just give to Jesus and do nothing but pray and cry. Like, no, no. I'm a whole warrior goddess. Like, it's not gonna work for me like that. I have to be number one, completely sovereign. The orders have to come from me, so only I can tell me what to do.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm the one that's gonna get the praise and the glory and the worship because I'm the one that did it. Okay,
Exactly.
period. You know,
Yeah.
and I don't have to. You know, everybody don't have to like me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have to be my friend. And you know what? Some of them do need to be ops because they're just as important as your friends. You know what I'm saying? Because they help you along your journey, no matter how you want to see it. You're never a victim. If you a star seed and you are on your path of sovereignty, divinity, and healing, then there's no excuses and there's no victim mindset over here. Okay.
Right.
And it's straight sovereignty and divinity. That's all it is.
Right. I agree. I agree.
So
Yes.
yeah.
And so that's the beauty of it though. That's why I love being on this journey on independent spirituality because I really just like, you know, how we get to really deal with ourselves because for so long we've been taught that it's always something outside of us, something outside of us that's causing all these things that are occurring and happening in our lives. And so, and
Oh
on this
man.
path, you have to deal with yourself. Like, ain't nobody to blame, baby. You got to deal with yourself. And so that's what I really like about it because it really allows you to, as we love to say, go into the shadows, you know, and pull those things from the darkness into the light because only there it can no longer thrive. And then you get to decide, hey, is this beneficial for me or is this not beneficial for me? Some things, they are beneficial. You just got to know when is the right time to use them. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
everything just don't get thrown away. And I think sometimes
Yes.
we go into the healing journey wanting to get rid of everything that we deem as negative or bad. But some of those things we need to keep. We just need to use wisdom and when, you know, it's when it's a good time to use this characteristic or aspect of myself and when it's not the right time. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest, I came in here and to this path, I was trying to get rid of everything that I deemed as, oh, it's not good, it's not nice, it's not, you know, deemed acceptable by, you know, society and all these things. But I began to realize, hell, some of the shit I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna pull it out when it's necessary. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
You
So
ain't
I
never
love it.
lied. That is so true.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pull it out when it's necessary because it is necessary. This duality. Duality.
Yes, and to just add to what you were saying, all of that is that Christian mind programming with good and evil, good and bad. Sovereign beings don't see things that way. We just see things as beneficial and unbeneficial. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The right time and not the right time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not good and bad because it's just not. I don't know. I just don't. I love that perspective of things because it takes the limitations off of how far you can go to apply universal knowledge to heal, to reprogram your mind and have like a certain audacity. Because if we don't have that, then we will never evolve because we will always be a
In a
victim
box.
to what somebody or someone else say we are and tell us we are. And we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? If I would have stayed like that, waiting for permission, waiting for everybody to like me, waiting for everybody to you know what I'm saying, be on my side, then I would never get nowhere because those very people never did, and I end up having to go completely outside and away from everyone to get to where I am now, to have a whole soul family, a whole support system, supporters, fans, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that, clients, clientele, all types of clients, and I'm like, I could sit up here and cry about not getting embraced by a certain group of people when it wasn't really important. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to what I had really chose to do with my life, that shit just wasn't important. And as soon as I let go, the universe just brought a whole clique of, I mean, thousands of people just came. Yeah. I'm just like, wow, that is so dope, man.
Yeah.
Like ancestor work is very love it. I highly recommend it. If you don't do anything else, I really highly recommend at least speaking to your ancestors. I'm gonna tell y'all this story, okay? Because I love telling this story. So one time, this little boy had stole my son's phone on the school bus, and he didn't tell me for a week or two because he thought he was gonna get in trouble because his phone got taken, and this was like the second phone we done got for him, right? And so when I found out that his phone had been missing for a couple weeks, oh, I was pissed. I was straight to ancestors, y'all, and I ain't gonna lie, I went straight for the guzzlers. I'm like, ancestor, I don't care how you gotta do it. I don't care. You gotta shoot the kid in the head. I really said that. I don't care. I don't care if y'all gotta really harm the boy. I want my son's phone back, and I want to send out a message to whoever would try it, that we gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? My family, we not gonna just sit there. Can't nobody just come up to us and just do anything, basically. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, you're going to suffer the repercussions. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what my ancestors did to that little boy, but when I tell you the next day, after he kept it for 2 weeks, he brought the phone directly back to my son and handed it to him like, here, you got to take your phone back. I want it. I'm like, oh, I wonder what they did. They probably went over there and tickled him until he couldn't take it no more. They haunted his dreams. Ain't no telling, but that's just one example. There's plenty. I got helly experiences. Okay, I like telling that one because it's like it was just so, and then it was so instant. It was just like the next day. It's just they didn't waste no time.
Yeah,
They said,
you
said what?
play. Okay.
you put some water on the altar too, so we don't have to do this, mom. Like, girl.
Okay. And that's the beauty of. I mean, a lot of people, even people that don't necessarily believe in ancestral work, you always hear them talk about they can sense that their loved one is there, and they know that something that if they hear sound or noise or something that reminds them of that loved one, they knew the loved one was there. But it's like when you start talking about ancestral work, it's like they get scary and run away. But it's kind of like you're doing it anyway. You're just not intentionally engaging it, as much as you could be to reap the true benefits of what doing ancestral work can do and benefit you in your life. And so once again, it's just a lot of stigmas. And I get it though, because I've been there. I've been there, honey,
Yeah.
So I definitely get it, but it really comes back to really having an open mind. And that don't mean you gotta just take everything somebody say and run with it. But it's really about just sitting with yourself and thinking about it. Like I was telling somebody probably like a week or two ago, it's amazing how we can, honor and worship somebody in the sky that we never seen before, that we only just have an ideology of and have heard about. But when it comes to our loved ones, like our literally our flesh and blood, we deem that as witchcraft, demonic, and all of these things. And I was like, really just think about that. Do that make sense? And we ain't even talking about worshiping our ancestors. We're just talking about honoring them. But we can worship somebody that we never seen before, we just heard of. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, just think about it. That's why thinking is good. Okay. Because when you sit down and really begin to think, you be like, none of this shit really makes sense. And it's not about trying to tell nobody what they should believe, what they should practice, and what they shouldn't. It's about getting people to think for themselves, because a lot of times we don't think for ourselves, honey. Whatever we heard somebody say, whatever we were taught, we just take it and we run with it, and we kind of continuously adopt those same paradigms, and the cycle continues. We pass those same mindsets and paradigms on to our kids, and they, it's just like a continuous cycle. And so just thinking, I mean, if y'all don't get nothing else tonight from this segment, just begin to think for yourself and whatever that means for you. Everybody's journey and path is different. Everybody is going to adopt different ways of doing things. So do what works for you. At the end of the day, it's all about what works for you. But just begin to think for yourself. Begin to ask yourself questions about things that really don't make sense. I know sometimes we're taught we shouldn't question and this, that, and third. That's a lie. You question all things. You question it. So you can see, can you get some clarity? Your higher self will give you clarity. Your ancestors can give you clarity. Whatever you want to believe in and adopt in, you can get clarity. So ask questions. Because I sure do, and I always have. And I always get that answer back. Before I can
get it out of my mouth good,
the answer that came back. So try it. Try it sometime.
Ooh, girl, yes, you just said a whole mouthful. I don't even know if I got anything to add to that one. That is so true. Like, think for yourself. Think for your fucking self. Like, take your word for it.
Okay.
Try your own experience, right? Yeah. You were so okay with that one, sis.
Yes. Okay. My phone was trying to do the most right now. Okay. Okay. And so let's talk about some transformations you have experienced in your life since you began on this path, because I know we kind of talked about it briefly, but I want us to kind of give the people, kind of like a list so that they can really begin to put it together, because we've been kind of talking, about a lot of different things. So just tell us a little bit about, where you started from and where you're at now. And like what that kind of looked like for you, just in a brief, because I know that can get kind of long, but just
I know, but that is a good question, because looking at me now, I would never have thought that I came from a very, very chaotic, crazy motherfucking. I mean, I was a crazy bitch, okay? For real, like, just really crazy. That's all I can really say. And basically I was able, even in my chaos though, I was at the time when I really started my journey, I was really not happy with my life. I was definitely still working on the business. Like, I've been trying to start a business for years. Okay. And then it finally happened this year, finally, but not only one business, but two, right? And then there's more that's being added as I go, right? So I started really back in 2017, 2018, when I got into the apprenticeship. But like, in the beginning though, before I even, met my mentor, my life was really crazy. It wasn't like I was not in a good space. I was working at a job that was mandating me. I was working 14, 18-hour shifts, was never home with my kids. And it even got so bad to the point where CPS was trying to take my kids from me. And so that really broke me down because, I'm like, how can y'all do that to us, mom? Victim mentality. But something told me that I didn't like. My oversoul is so tough. I could be crying, ready to kill myself, and my oversoul be like, "Bitch, wipe them tears." Because in that moment, that's how dark it got for me. And so I did. I went ahead and cried out to myself, and like I said, this was before I met my mentor, so I had no one but me, right? And so everything that I did that led me to my mentor was just from me. It came from me. It didn't come from nobody else. Did nobody have the knowledge nobody around me had the knowledge to help me. Because if that was the case, then I wouldn't have gotten as far as I gotten, as far as going on the wrong path. Everybody in my life before I came here were all symptoms of what my mindset created, my chaos. They would so that's why they all have to fucking go. I don't care if they don't like it. Bitch, you was part of a program that I'm not no longer a part of. So if you ain't evolved out of the program, then you can't come on this side. You gotta stay your ass over there and shut up. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's just is what it is with that. Um, and like I said, ever since I had way better beneficial connections in my, before this, I never had a beneficial connection. Now that I think about it, except for like the few sugar daddies I had that took care of me.
Okay.
But I can't really think of anyone that's been a real beneficial connection that I got me here. No, I had to teach myself how to heal. Nobody taught me anything about journaling. My oversoul told me to go get journals. My oversoul told me to go to the library. I was going to the library. I was trying to start a book club, and I was being talked about left and right. She's crazy. She's losing it. Well, fuck you, bitch, because I need help. You know what I'm saying? I have to do something before I lose everything. And this is what has been really working for me so far. It has really changed my mindset. I went from being really mentally ill, and when I tell you mentally ill, like for real, like I was just so crazy. Like you couldn't make me mad, piss me off. I would try to fight you right there, and I didn't care if you were 10 times bigger than me. I'm 4'11". Okay, I would try to fight people way bigger than me. Like I went from just being basically like a real, just like a angry child, you know what I'm saying? An angry, retarded child to this, blossoming, more sound like now I barely even react to things like I used to, um, some stuff I just, it's just like, I don't know, I don't react to things like how I used to. I ain't gonna say that emotions still don't come up. I just don't outwardly express it the way that I used to. You know what I'm saying? And then I started calling my energy back to me and really doing deep shadow work and started really taking care of generational paradigms, trauma paradigms, and past life paradigms. You know what I'm saying? And it is just like I don't know. It's like I woke up and like felt older. And like I remember when I first met my mentor, she the first thing she was like, "You're very old." And I've always knew I was an old soul, but I really didn't feel how old I was until I started healing, because I started healing some of my inner child. And when she started to calm down, I'm like, "Ooh, why do I feel old all of a sudden?" Because yeah, because I am old as fuck. And so I just been like, I'm a better person all around to me. I don't give a fuck about being a better person to nobody else except for my children, which I am a better mom. I get to be at home with them. I went from sacrificing being a mother basically to provide for them, working a job that just wasn't paying enough. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm like, the money I make now is ridiculous compared to where I was. And I was a professional. I was a certified nurse aide. You know what I'm saying? I should be living great with that, but I wasn't. I was still struggling. This is way different for me. I'm making way more money than I've ever made. I have a whole, like, a real support system. Okay, like a group of people, not just like one person. I came in this with just my sister, and she's the only one that's really been riding with me. She the only blood family member, and anybody, the only person that that came with me. Other than that, everybody had to go, and it's been really hard to transform from that to where I am now and where I'm still going. But I can say that it's probably the best thing. Doing what I'm doing is the best thing I ever did for myself. Even better than when I was in church. And I ain't gonna say I never got no results from church, but I just know that I have a way deeper calling. Like, I would be in church, and I would just be like hearing the preacher talk, but my oversoul would be like, "Oh, see, this is what you really need to do." You know what I'm saying? Praise and worship time in church felt like it was for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't help but shake. I couldn't shake that. So that's when I realized that I'm way more ancient than this God that I'm serving. You see what I'm saying? I'm serving someone who should be serving me. You know what I'm saying? Because of the type of energy I am and the power I have. You know what I'm saying? I'm like neck and neck, if not even more powerful, because my soul has been here a lot longer. I have more ancient knowledge than this deity that I've been worshiping and serving all my life. Um, and so, and then knowing that Christians had basically plagiarized other religions and stuff, that really did it for me. I'm like, I don't see how Christians are still doing this. They literally just lied and stole from somebody else. Like, what the hell?
Right.
But hey,
Yeah.
some people need that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know I'm sovereign and I'm
Yeah.
a God. So that's that on that. But yeah, the transformation is real. Like, it is. Like, I don't even get the same type of guys anymore. I remember I used to be really wild with the dating. Like, 2015 was my year, y'all. Okay. But even with that, like, it's like totally different, and my energy has completely shifted, and my vibration is not the same, because the same guys, the same type of guys don't approach me anymore, and some of them you can tell that they think twice before they say anything, and if they are bold enough to speak, they over there shaking and trembling. What you shaking for? What you scared of? What your heart beating for? Sucky bitch, but I ain't trying to, like, whatever you think I'm gonna do. Shit, but it just put me in a position to see better for what I'm worth and my value. My oversoul just won't allow it. Even if I just try to against the grain, something would happen to where I'm gonna be set down, and nigga better hope my oversoul don't kill his ass. You better take your ass on somewhere, because you ain't the one. So, and the only reason why I talk like that is because it's really how I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've come to terms to that. Where 2 years ago, I would never talk like that, because that just sounds evil, don't it? It sounds bad. I say it like it ain't shit. Like, nigga, you want to die? You fucking with the wrong one. Stop, okay? Like, stop. So yeah, like, this type of freedom to just talk however I want to talk. You know what I'm saying? And to just be however I want to be, and mainly just living the way that I want to live, and that's purposeful for me. That is so important to me, and it's important to me because I do know that I have starseed children, and they are my partners more than my children, but they still respect me as a mother this lifetime. And so the responsibility of being able to make sure that they come up correctly is really high on the list as well, which is why I just don't take a bullshit, and it ain't gonna be nothing that would ever be able to stop or take shit from me. You see what I'm saying? It's just I'm just cut like that. So that's pretty much it about the I go on and on and on about the transformation. So it's a lot. Julia, can you hear me? Okay, for some reason I don't have no sound when you talk. No.